See, I'm not like those other guys. I got hit by a Powerline pole. By the way, at the time of recording, I'm currently sick, so bear with me. Alright, so where do I begin? I was in this class in high school, and this class had its own club. It was an athletic club. We would do obstacle courses, we would do 5K runs, stuff like that. Now, the story takes place my freshman year, and so I was on the junior varsity version of this team. But the varsity went to nationals that year, and to celebrate, the captain slash president, he chose to play football because every American is obsessed with football for some reason. So there we are, the captain chose for us to play football one day instead of the usual practice. So we all agreed and we all went down to the field that we usually practice on for obstacle courses and different workouts. So we're heading down there. Now, I wasn't the hugest fan of this idea because I don't like football. I'm just a tiny guy who likes running and who's good at soccer, not football. And since I'm tiny, I'm not the best person at, plowing down people like you usually see in football. I'm usually the one who gets taken out. Which, isn't my favorite activity. Anywho, we get down to the field, we get split up into two teams, and it's all going fine and dandy. Now, I get paired with this tall guy with long arms and decent weight, definitely heavier than me. Now, when I say tall, I mean this guy gives the Eiffel Tower a run for his money. Not the most even matchup, if I do say so myself. But anyways, I figure out that I can dodge him pretty easily. And so that's mainly what I use to beat this matchup. And so, the day's going pretty well. The teams are pretty even, so the game's pretty much tied at this point. And it is for the majority of the practice. And so we're going, and a new play starts. I'm the one running, but pretty much I've got this tall, lanky guy running after me, and I just need to keep going. So to make sure that I see where I'm going and I don't run into anybody that is double my weight, I keep looking back and forth towards the ball, back and forth, and so forth. And I'm getting some pretty good distance between me and this guy. So I'll go into plan. And so I look at where the ball is being thrown, and it looks like they're about to throw it to me. So I keep going, keep backpedaling, and backpedaling. I could actually snag the ball this play. And if I do, we might win. So I'm going, watching the ball go through the air, fly through the air, go right. And let's just say that's the day I met natural selection. My head also met a Powerline pole. But being a tinier person, I'm used to taking hits like that, so I just pop up. The usual thing. All I did was bump into a Powerline pole. It's not that big of a deal. And so I look up where the ball was going. It didn't go to me. But to my surprise, everyone's looking at me. Now, this is weird for all sorts of reasons, so I'm like, hey guys, what's up? And at this point, I'm feeling really sweaty, so just naturally, I brushed some sweat off my neck, and my hand was red. Turns out there's blood pouring down my neck from a cut that the Powerline pole gave me. So you might be wondering, how did you not feel this? It's a giant gash on the back of your head pouring down your neck. You'd feel it, right? Adrenaline. Yeah, I was having so much adrenaline and fun during that game, I just ignored the giant gash on the back of my head. But no, I was told to go with the instructor up back into the school building and get cleaned up and have it looked at. Long story short, I got a blue Gatorade and 2 staples in my head. So for the next few months, I couldn't play any sports, I couldn't do any obstacle courses, none of that. I pretty much just had to sit on the sidelines and watch. I was the benched player, and if you've never experienced that before, it honestly kinda sucks. Because you're just watching the stuff that you want to do. It's like putting candy in front of a baby. But yeah, I'm I think I'm healed now. And also, at the time, nobody knew if I had a concussion, but I had it checked anyways. I really didn't feel like I had a concussion. And also, side note, I think I've had 2 concussions before. I honestly don't remember. Another fun fact about this story is I used it for a college application essay English project, and somehow I got like a 95 on it. You can turn in anything these days for English and get a 100. Actually, don't quote me on that. So besides slicing my head open on a giant stationary beam in the ground, how else have I injured myself? So I've broken my right arm in the shoulder area playing soccer. I'll get back to that one in a minute. Immediately after that incident, I broke my left wrist, the first practice I get back to soccer, by the way. And then soon after, I broke my pinky on my right hand. So back to the broken right arm. How it happened was I was going to soccer practice, right? And we were scrimmaging. In soccer, that's actually pretty usual for you to do. Just play against your own team. And at the time, I was practicing to be a goalie. And somehow I was a pretty good goalie, even though I'm a tiny person. And sometimes I'd have 1v1s with the players if my defense failed. It didn't happen too often, but it happened sometimes. This practice was one of those sometimes. One of our strikers was having a 1v1 with me, and I did my best, but this guy just sprinted at me. No idea why. He didn't stop, and I didn't move out of the way, because I'm stubborn. This guy just full-on plows through me. Keep in mind, we're on the same team. We're going to the same games. Why are you gonna hurt your keeper? Anywho, this twisted my arm in some way where it broke in the shoulder. Everybody stopped and heard it. I apparently didn't. I'm deaf in my left eye. And so my coach comes over, as coaches should, and he suggests that he can fix it, and that it's just out of socket. Now let me just tell you now, this is not a good idea. Don't do it. Leave it to the professionals. So he's about to try to put my arm back into socket. It's broken, by the way. It's not out of socket. When my mom comes up, she saw the whole thing and was wondering if I was okay, and if she needed to take me to the hospital. In which she just tells my coach, yeah, we're going to the hospital. We are not learning how to break even more bones today. So we're heading to the doctor. Now, I don't mean to brag, but as like a 10-year-old, I didn't cry the whole time during that car ride. And so we get to the doctor's office and we do the x-ray. They tell me my arm is broken. Lovely. So, moral of the story, don't try to put arms back into sockets. And also, kids, let your parents watch your sports. It may save you from having needles in your arms your entire life. Anywho, I'm gonna go work on not being sick at all. And by that, I mean I'm going to devour an entire bag of cough drops. Have a good one, peeps.